He's here already. I told you he's a surgeon. He is Dr. Otegbeye, right? And there's this name I want to remember. Lumumba Otegbeye is his name. And the first time I heard that Lumumba, I was just smiling. And then he told me the reason why he was named Lumumba. Good to have you in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, just briefly, tell them how you got the name Lumumba. Let's go.
Yeah, I was born to Dr. Tunji Otegbeye, who was an activist. He was a trade unionist. At that time, he was a communist. So he supported the socialist and communist movement. So he was against the government. When Patrice Lumumba was killed in 1961, he went out to demonstrate against the killing of Lumumba. And he was arrested and detained in Lions Building, which was then opposite Island Maternity. And at the same time, my mother was in labor with me, and I was born that same day. So with his colleagues and himself, all the Wahab Goodlucks and Senator Fasomi, Senator Oyero told him that they should name me after Lumumba. So that's how I came about the name Lumumba.
So good to have you join us, really. So good to Now, I told you he's a surgery. He's a surgeon. I beg your pardon. Now, Nigerians are so scared of anything surgery. They feel when you mention surgery, it means your case don't be well. Don't be smart and they do you so. I want to ask you, why is it so? Why do Nigerians, dread surgery? They're so scared of surgery.
I think it's due to many factors.
Okay.
I trained in Europe. I was there for 20 years in Poland. I did my medicine, then I did my specialization.
Okay.
In surgery.
Okay.
And I have a scale of comparison. One, I think it's our cultural background. We black men don't want to die, and they fear anything that goes through their body. I think that's number one.
Okay.
And number two, as usual, we have this. Every human being has an instinct, a survival instinct. And we don't want to lose our consciousness. We don't want to go into the unknown. And people generally fear that state. Some people are more open to it when you tell them they won't sleep. Then the next question is, how about the pain?
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can control those two, a lot of people don't really fear surgery. So I think that's the reason why surgeons and doctors are the worst patients.
Really?
Yeah. We were told especially the story of one of our colleagues in Europe, a lecturer who had breast cancer. Because of the fear of surgery, she was a white woman. She covered it and hid it from her colleagues until the cancer got so bad that it started smelling. And the colleague forced her to expose it. And they didn't say anything. They knew she was afraid. So they invited her to a party and they slipped some sedatives into her drinks. She slept off. Before she woke up, they had taken out the breast. They took out her breast without her consent in Europe. So to show, it's a common thing. It's a common thing. I've seen surgeons who were afraid to go under the knife for appendectomy, both here and in Europe. So that's it.
Now, you mentioned falling asleep. A patient's falling asleep and then the other one is you stay awake, like you're not sleeping. Which is preferable?
It depends. It depends on the kind of surgery you have. There are some even brain surgeries that the patients don't sleep, and then they have a way they control the pain. If you have operations below your navel, you can do what you call a spinal or epidural anesthesia. That will anesthetize you, which means in the layman's word, deaden that area for a period of time from your navel down. So if you have surgeries that has to do with your lower abdomen, which we call the pelvis, anything below the navel area, both your legs, a lot of surgeons use that method. But if the anesthetist sees that there are some issues that they can't override to achieve anesthesis in that situation, so you can work on the upper limbs without making the patient play. Then you have what you call local anesthesia, which is infiltration of the tissue around a particular lesion or a particular place where you want to operate, and after like 10 minutes of infiltration, the whole place is numb. You can do whatever you want to do in that area. There are other modes of anesthesia that you can use, that you can block the ankle so you can work on the feet, you can block the knee so you can work on the lower leg, and you can block the nerve, which is called the sciatic nerve, and the femoral nerve, which we could make you walk a bit higher than above the knee. So in local anesthesia could be used for various kinds of surgeries. In this, a lot of hernias, hydrocele, lower limb surgeries without the patient sleeping. Yes, under local anesthesia. There was a time I've done a few appendectomies under local anesthesia that the patient didn't sleep. Yeah. So we've done breast surgeries under local anesthesia. Even I've done thyroidectomies, removing the thyroid gland under local anesthesia. And the skill of the surgeon attending to you. I was lucky I had very good teachers. In fact, I can say I had the best in the nation where I work, and they taught me well. They were Europeans, but they weren't racist. They were fantastic people.
Okay. There is this question I also want to ask. The common surgical procedures in Nigeria.
The most common surgical procedure is cesarean section in Nigeria. It's the most common. Then it's followed by myomectomy, which is fibroid removal operation. Then you have things like hernias, appendectomies, and hydrocele operations. Those are the most common. Those are the most common. They are very, very common. Then come different breast lumps and thyroid surgeries. Appendectomy and herniorrhaphy can be complicated and lead to major surgeries at times. So you had them coming along with it. When we talk about intestinal surgeries and stomach surgeries, there was a time that the stomach used to be operated due to persistent ulcer disease.
Okay.
Yeah, but the technology has gone further. Research has overridden that we now it works. Then they discovered that what you call Helicobacter pylori, that actually it's not only the acidity and the incapacity of the stomach to regenerate the covering of the inner lining of the stomach, which is called the mucosa, but a bacteria or bacterium is responsible for it. So, which is called Helicobacter, and then you use the omeprazole. Omeprazole reduces the acidity of the stomach, so it doesn't allow the stomach to devour itself. So
but before you go on, a couple of questions coming in seriously calls. I want to direct you all to Doctor's Mike. Doctor's Mike is on Instagram and is on Facebook. Okay. When you go there, just type Doctor's Mike and you drop a question. You might as well follow them. Okay. If you just follow the doctor. Doctor's Mike. DOCTOR''S. That's Doctor's. Then Mike is MIC. Okay. Doctor's Mike. You can ask all of your questions there, because I don't know if I'll be able to take your questions this morning. I can see several persons calling, but then, like I said, I don't know if I will be able to. A couple of persons calling via WhatsApp and sending messages. I don't know if I will be able to take all of these messages. But then, you were talking about what's it called? Breast cancer, or cancer, as it were.
Yeah.
I want to ask the success rate of breast cancer surgery in Nigeria so far.
Cancer generally is more successful. You have a longer life expectancy after surgery if it is discovered early. All cancers. Yeah, we have the phobia. The phobia too is there, that people are afraid, it might be cancer, and no, maybe it's better I don't go to the doctor because I don't want the doctor's report. That's something I also think we have to talk about more in Nigeria. The way they present medical results or findings in the religious circles. So they talk as if it's the doctor that imputed the disease in the patient. Not that the patient has discovered that he actually has a problem, an issue to solve. So, going back to the breast cancer, if it is discovered early and it is removed, and oncological, what do you call it? At times, I still think in Polish, it's czysto onkologiczne. It's called when you remove it wholly, that's it's when you leave no cancer cells behind. The person have a good chance of living her life. Or
What about
life.
fibroid?
Fibroid are not cancerous. They are removing only one. Yeah, I'm removing several fibroids in
Implications. So many people feel when there is an issue. Implications. So many people feel when there is an issue that has to do with surgery, then how would you look at that?
Yeah.
How would you look at that?
Yeah. We are not God. You can't give anybody 100% assurance. There are situations I've seen both in Nigeria and in Europe that the patient passed on before surgery on the operation table.
Passed on before surgery?
Yes, died before surgery. A simple sedative was given just to calm the anxious patient down. And he's feeling better and he's sleeping, and he slept off and never woke up.
Jeez.
Both in Nigeria and in Europe. It means that the same patient on a normal bed at home taking the same drug could have equally died. You understand me? So, in that wise, you can't really assure anybody. When I was a junior resident in Europe, there was a lady who was so scared, and she had an emergency surgery, call it an acute abdomen, probably, I think it was an acute appendicitis, and she held my hand and she was asking me, will everything be okay? I said it will be okay on 100%. I said, don't worry, we have these cases several times, nothing will happen. And when she was wheeled into the theater, my head of department came up to me. How can you give, and he told me, how can you give somebody such a surety, the human body, that you have 1,000,001 elements affecting it? You can never determine what will happen. And he was right. Though I thank God the woman went through it. She was
successful.
She was okay. But it's not a thing to, because of that, be so scared that you won't go through surgery. There are millions and thousands in different places, different hospitals, success cases. And of course, there are unfortunate cases that has happened to me myself. Yeah, I've had some few cases that unrelated issues to the surgery done caused the demise of the patient. So our life is in God's hands. Our life is in God's hands. So I don't think we should be afraid to go through surgery. I was stranded. My senior colleague, who is my senior brother to me, a general surgeon in Nigeria, Dr. Fadiro, couldn't make it for my son's appendectomy.
Okay.
My son at that time, he was so much in pain. He said, "Daddy, when are you going to remove this thing?" Initially, he was scared. He didn't want to go. But when the pain overrode the phobia, he himself, Dr. Fadiro, couldn't come. And my son was asking me, "You are a surgeon. Why don't you remove it?" I said, "Doctor, what are we going to do now? You are late. I'm not supposed to." And doctor, my big brother said, "Go ahead. I removed my daughter's own. You too remove yours."
This microphone. Dr. Diogun, say hello to everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Exactly.
Hope it's a great morning.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you had a great show.
Of course. Thank you so much, doctor. And Dr. Otegbeye, thank you so much. Thank you. We have a whole lot to still talk about as regards surgery, but we'll take it one step at a time. One step at a time. So that we can avoid plenty questions or personal questions. Go there. Dr. Adeogun will be there to answer you. Dr. Otegbeye and some other doctors are there to be your friend. Okay? Thank you so much, doctor. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Come. All right? He's going to talk to you. Hear his voice. Talk to us.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning this morning. It's really a raining day in Lagos today.
Yes,
everywhere is cool. Okay. This is the voice of PrinceNet FS Digital talking. So if you are hearing my voice live on radio, I will say good morning to you this morning. Yeah, what have been so profitable for the people and for the students that they are already in the VIP group. So right now, we are also come on here again this morning. The same thing we talked about last 2 weeks, the same thing while we are here again. So it's going to be a great event that we want to anchor on Friday and Saturday. There is a lot of people that they don't understand this forest market, how it works. But thank God for technology today, and thank God for advanced system we are using to trade. We have an expert that they are coming from the US, from the UK. They are already in Nigeria right now. So they want to take everybody. If you are a beginner that you want to make money on the forex market, or you have been in the forex market, you have lost money. Oh, please wake up. Maybe you are doing one thing or the other thing wrong, right? This is a great opportunity. Why? That's why we are here to talk to everybody, every mama, an aspiring entrepreneur. You want to leverage your home, you don't have anything to do. This is another big opportunity for you to leverage on the financial market called the forex. So if you are here to leverage on the financial market, because there are a lot of people that every day what they do, they are making money from this forex market. So they understand the market analysis, they understand how the forex markets work. So we have people from US that they have been in the system for over the past 8 years, 10 years, and they are making whole lot of money from this forex market. So we are going to meet an expert. When I say expertise, their field is on expert on forex training. So they are the one be taking us free tomorrow's Friday and Saturday. And the venue where it's going to take place is at Adene Jones Ikeja. So I'm not going to mention the Adene Jones Ikeja. So I'm not going to mention the venue on air, but if you are interested to take part in this, training tomorrow, there is a lot of benefits you are going to get. A lot, unless you are not there tomorrow.
Okay.
A lot of benefits what there tomorrow.
Okay.
A lot of benefits. Whatever you are doing tomorrow, if you have a chance, the only thing that can guarantee your reservations is to hype me, not on text message, please. I will not respond to text message. It's only those that can send a forex to the number I'm going to call. Just message, go to your WhatsApp, type forex, so that you can have your seat reserved for tomorrow and Saturday. If you are not chance on Friday, you'll be chance on Saturday. It's 11 o'clock. The training is going to commence.
Time is 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Okay.
On Friday.
And it's tomorrow, Friday.
And Saturday.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday.
And Saturday.
Yes, it's going to be 100% free. In fact, if you have lost money from the forex market, please take